adjustment to order. This meeting will begin with a public hearing. Anyone other than the applicant or the representative wishing to speak must register and submit the registration slip to the zoning administrator at this time. Following the public hearing, the board will conduct its monthly business meeting in that little room over there, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay for the meeting and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave following the hearing. The applicant and town board will be sent a copy of tonight's decision. Any other person wishing to receive a copy of a decision can sign the sheet on the table at the front of the room. Those of you wishing immediate knowledge of the outcome of these proceedings may call the county zoning office tomorrow morning. The procedure we will follow for hearing each application is, after each application is read, the applicant, their agent, or representative will have the opportunity to present their application, followed by any questions or comments from the board. Then all correspondence will be read. Then others in favor will have a chance to speak. Anyone objecting will then have a chance to speak. I will then ask for a summary of the board's field observations and any staff comments. Finally, the applicant will be allowed a chance for a brief rebuttal if they wish. Anyone wishing to speak tonight should use the microphone, state their name, and direct their comments to the board. I ask that all testimony be kept brief, no more than 5 minutes, and to the point. If you are testifying as a nearby landowner, please tell us where your property is located relative to the subject property. Tonight's hearing will be recorded, and the recordings will become part of the record. Comments that are based on hearsay or secondhand information, as well as slanderous or prejudicial remarks, will be ruled out of order. The board has looked at all the properties, and the record will reflect these observations. Any person affected by an administrative decision of this board has 30 days from the filing of tonight's decision to make an appeal. Such appeal shall be heard by the Waushara County Circuit Court. Information is available from the Clerk of Court's office and qualified legal counsel. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as to the legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of this 30-day period. I will introduce our board members. John Bentz on the far, John Shirk. Our secretary here is Kyle Kircher tonight, and our zoning administrator, Terry Scott. Our first applicant tonight is a variance for James and Penny S. Davis, Ripon, Wisconsin. Have made application for a variance in accordance with section 58-232, sub 2, sub 6, and 58-826, sub B of the Waushara County Zoning Code to construct a 28 by 32 detached garage on a slab, existing 24 by 24 inch detached garage to be raised, coming to within 4 feet of the easterly side lot line and within 37 feet of the center line of South Silver Lake Road in the RS 20 single-family residential zone within the shoreland area. The location, an approximately .32 acre of land known as Lot 1 of Certified Survey Map number 6268, being part of Government Lot 6, formerly known as Lots 13 and 14, Oak Ridge Subdivision, Section 8, Township 18N, R11E, Town of Marion, Silver Lake, West 6870, South Silver Lake Road. Will the applicant please come forward?
Hello, Ward.
Hi.
So our desire is to,
Your name is?
Jim Davis.
Thank you.
Our desire is to build a bigger garage in the same area the old one is, keeping our setbacks where they are now, which was the 4 feet off the east property line and the setback off the road the same, but actually coming closer to our house with the additional footage and into our driveway. So basically we're keeping the garage where it is, but just moving it in 8 feet each direction. So I'm hoping that that works so we can get our vehicles parked inside instead of outside.
Any questions? Anybody got questions?
Have you had a recent survey out there?
Yes.
to the neighbors or the township about this?
Yes, and I gave Terry a letter, well, the day you were at the house. She's got a letter from our neighbor on the west, Jim Nelson. Mary Martinez to the east of us, actually, she's emailed my wife a couple times here. She is putting her house up for sale and has no desire to be involved.
Okay, that's fine.
She was, her concern, just so you know, because it's an email, was the water runoff from our garage roof, which her property is higher than ours, so it's not really gonna be an effective,
Will there be enough room left for parking,
yes,
et cetera?
yes.
Are you planning on having a turnaround, or you won't be backing out on the road, or are you gonna continue the circular drive?
Well, I was thinking that we'd have to eliminate the one turnout. As you saw, I have two entrances into the property now. It is very handy because you can back out of the garage and then drive out
Sure.
the east side. But in consolation of that, if you felt that I was taking too much green space away on that 8 feet by 20, 160 square feet of lawn, I would take and remove that section of driveway to compensate for that.
Then you would have to back out onto the road.
Then we'd be backing
Yeah.
out, yes. Yes,
And is that foundation just gonna be slab?
yes.
How far above existing grade, what it is it gonna be the same as your current garage?
It would be the same as the existing garage, so I can keep my driveway and everything where it is.
What's the finished height?
It'll be, let's see, 9 plus 6, 15 feet from top of slab.
And how are you gonna deal with any erosion or stormwater runoff? Would land conservation folks be able to talk to you about that?
Really, right now, I have more runoff with my roof than I will with the new roof
Because of the pitch?
because of the pitch.
Any other improvements other than the garage?
None.
Not this time. How far out is that window cover going to stick out on the south side of the?
23 inches.
23,
Just to
so
stay.
under the 24. The sewer lateral's not going to be affected?
No, the slab, presently the slab is over the top of the lateral at this point.
Considered other options, but this is the one that you come up with as best? Or
Kyle and Terry know we've been through many hoops here, so this is the final
you know what permits you're going to need?
UDC land use, yes.
If an approval is granted, when would you start building? What time is it now, huh? Yeah.
Is she the builder or you the builder?
Before winter,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. That's all I had. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mr. Davis, for the record, would you explain to the committee and the tape recordings why you need to put that truck in the garage?
Number one, I carry about $4,000 to $5,000 worth of tools in my truck, number one. To have it outside is kind of a temptation for someone at any point to break in and open up a door. Copper doors are not sealed very well.
Okay.
As well as, we live here full-time. I know it says Ripon. We moved up here November of 15. And we've been here since '06. We built the house in '06. But now that we reside here full-time, it's just nice to be able to park inside in the wintertime and have a place for a snow blower. And our garage is very small. And Penny can park inside, but my truck happens to be 7'2" tall, so I need a little taller door. And it's an insurance issue for keeping my tools protected.
Any other questions, John? Okay. Correspondence.
Yes, we have a letter that Jim gave us, and we have two more. The first one that Jim gave us was, "We, Jim and Ann Nelson of West 6874 Silver Lake Road, have talked with Jim and Penny Davis, our neighbors on Silver Lake, about the construction of a new garage on their property, and we have given them our okay for construction." So Jim and Ann Nelson. And the second one is from Jürgen Stubes. "To whom it may concern, I recommend that you give James and Penny Davis their variance. I feel their 1/3 acre lot is big enough for this." And that's Jürgen Stubes, Juergen concern. Our only concern regarding construction of this garage is control of additional storm runoff created by expansion of their garage, which comes 8 feet closer to our home. The area is flat and we have a full basement. The concern is where will this additional runoff go during heavy rainfalls? We would like the runoff to be diverted away from our property and most concerning, away from the corner closest to our home, which is the corner closest to the lake. We will support the project when drainage issues are addressed. Thank you. That's signed Frank and Mary Jane Martinez, Martinez. And that's it for correspondence.
Anybody register to speak?
Nope.
Nobody objecting?
Nope.
Anybody for information only? Staff comments?
For the record, the board has previously been furnished with a copy of the site plan and the other data for this application. This is the only one that they have tonight. They also visited the property. John wasn't there when we all came out, but he and I ran out this morning just so he could see it, because we found ourselves a little short of board members. So we called in an extra recruit. I also want to explain a little bit about variances, because sometimes people get a little confused with all the things that we handle at public hearings. Variances ask for a relaxation of a dimensional standard in the code. The decision to grant a variance must be backed by substantive reasons, and there are 3 of those. They include, 1, that the code is unnecessarily burdensome, and that the landowner is not able to enact a permitted use without a relaxation of the dimensional standard. Number 2, that there are unique limitations on the property that prevent the landowner from meeting the required dimensional standard. And 3, that if the variance is granted, no harm will be done to the public interest or the zoning code. It is the applicant's responsibility to present the case and provide the burden of proof as to why the variance should be granted. Personal situation, financial hardship, convenience, a growing family, nearby violations, none of those can be considered as valid reasons to grant a variance. When the board visited the property, they noted that there may be issues with stormwater runoff towards the neighbors in the public road. Their concern probably had more to do with the Nelson neighbor rather than the other one, but might be a good idea to just have someone look and make sure that we don't have a problem. And they also noted there is currently a circle driveway, and that may be useful to keep to prevent backing out onto the road. And that's it for my comments.
Rebuttal?
No.
Okay.
Penny, do you have?
Come up, state your name, and speak into the mic.
For the record.
I'm Penny Davis, and I don't see any problem with the stormwater runoff. We've never had an issue with it. We're in sand country. We've never had any pooling.
And Mary's lot to the east of us is actually higher.
So everything would run towards
We
us.
actually take all her water off her big roof into our garage.
That's why grass is so green on that side of the house.
Yeah,
But
so, I mean, to think that that's really gonna work back to her lot is
Yeah.
misconception. And regarding Nelson's side, where that lower spot is there, the only issue is,
his
It-
house is actually in a hole to begin with.
right, and it goes uphill to the lake, so there's no way to really get the water to run out. We've never had pooling water. In fact, I plow my driveway and I typically pile the snow there as well, and it dissipates quite well. And he's just on a little dirt crawl space, and there's no 2-foot wall, and that's it. So, we actually asked him about that as well. He was not concerned with it at all, and he knows someday when he sells, the house will be torn down.
Everything graded properly then.
Right, and at that point, we'll make a swale between.
That's
the
why
two.
we started the swale already, and then they would finish it once somebody moves in, so.
Okay. I think we're gonna adjourn to that little room there.
No, don't you wanna have a motion second here? Oh, over there, yeah.
Big room?
The little room.
Little room around the corner there, you're right.
Not that little room, though.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. He never tell me that.
Do you want to take the?
All right.
Is that your vote?
Yes.
Yeah. What, did Dan play chicken tonight? No. Wait till I see him. I will call this meeting of the Washera County Planning and Zoning Committee to order. Meeting will be conducted in the same manner as the applications heard by the Board of Adjustments. Please remember to keep your comments brief, no more than 5 minutes, and relative to the matter at hand. Anyone other than the applicant or the representative wishing to speak at this hearing must have registered. Anyone who has not should do so immediately and submit the registration slip to the zoning administrator. The committee has looked at all the properties, and the record will reflect their observations. Following the public hearing, the committee will conduct their monthly business meeting, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave following the public hearing. Any person affected by an administrative decision of the committee has 10 days from the filing of tonight's decision to file an appeal. Such appeals are heard by the Washera County Board of Adjustments. Information on applications are available from the county zoning office. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as to the legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of the 10-day period. I will now introduce the committee. To my far left, Russ Heisey, Michael Kapp, Fred Gallerup, Bob Wadle, Terry Dopp Pockstead, zoning administrator, and my name is Mark Kirschner. First application that we have tonight, Kerry Wagner, Ripon, Wisconsin. Robert and Barb Zemro, Coloma, Wisconsin landowners have made application for a conditional use in accordance with sections 58-236, paragraph 18, and 58-454, paragraph 31 of the Washera County Zoning Code to store a 1993 Sunline Coach 27-foot travel trailer in the AG3 General Agricultural Zone 3-acre minimum zone within the shoreland area. Location, an approximate 29.33 acre parcel of land being part of the northeast quarter of the northwest quarter, section 33, town 18 north, range 9 east, town of Richford. Fire number N495, County Road B. Would the applicant please come forward? Would you state your name for the record, please, ma'am?
Carrie Wagner.
You want to tell us a little bit what your plans are to do out there, or camping, or whatever?
Well, both of my uncles live on each side of that 29.3 acres. My uncle to the south, the home he lives in was my home when we were children. My other uncle, Robert Zemro, whose property I'm on, he has the family farm. My mother is their sister. And so, because I'm still family, my mom is now 83, coming to drive from Oshkosh to come visit them is quite an ordeal. So we purchased a camper to put on the spot where my grandfather used to have his trailer. So when my mom comes, she can go to the trailer, she can take a nap if she wants, and then drive back to Oshkosh. If we come for day visits, she can at least go there if she wants, like I said, to take a nap. Last summer, I spent one whole day or one whole weekend with several of my aunts, and we quilted. I have a brand new quilt on my bed, which was an outstanding experience. So it's really just family. We go to spend time with family. It's not a party thing. It's just to spend time with family. We don't have to depend upon their house to come visit. It's just a great experience. Some mornings I wake up and one of my uncles will be driving up with his bicycle and 3 chunks of wood for the fire for the next night. Last year, again, my aunts came, so we had a party with s'mores. So we experimented with different candy bars. So literally, it's just so that we can visit family. My grandfather used to have his trailer there. So where the camper is sitting, it's on the crushed rock base. So I know it's not exactly where it should be on the property line, but it's the safest place right now if we do a fire, because we have it on top of the gravel. It's easy access. It's not in the way of Robert's. His field is there, so he does put crops in, so it's not in the way of his crops either. So literally, it's just there for family, for us to come up and visit.
The committee has a few, that was your mother?
That was my mother, yes.
She looks very good for her age.
She does. I hope I
Yes.
look that good.
The committee has a few questions that they're going to ask you for the record. Committee questions, please. Bob?
Has there been a recent survey done?
Honestly, I couldn't answer you that.
Do you know about, Bob showed us, but do you know where it is?
Yes, I do.
Is the trailer licensed and roadworthy?
Yes.
Will the trailer be at least 100 feet from all lot lines?
It can be, yes.
The next question kind of relates to that. It says, could you relocate the trailer so it would be screened from the public road if it has to be moved?
Yes. If we go into that little, I call it a little pocket, we have to do a lot of clearing, but I'm not sure if that is the 100 feet. I have to go further, south and further in if I'm going to put it into the woods. But we can, yes,
There is an old septic system there, correct?
there is.
Have you had that system evaluated, whether it's failed or it's good or?
We have not, because I have the portable waste removal system, and so we have not decided to use that, the septic that is there, unless it's something that the board requires.
Will there be running water supplied to the travel trailer?
I have buckets that I have to bring, so there is no running water.
What sanitary facilities are you planning other than what is in the trailer, porta potty, a vault privy?
We do have a porta potty as well, but there is a bathroom in there, but like I said, we have the septic portable tank to remove any waste or water.
Are there any other buildings or structures being planned at this time?
No,
Are there other travel trailers in the area that you know of or aware of?
not that I'm aware of, no.
You don't need a new driveway, do you?
No.
Do you need a new fire number?
Yes. The number that was on the property when my grandfather was there, I'm told was an incorrect number. It wasn't the correct amount of rods from Jones's driveway. Robert didn't know exactly where they had taken the measurements from, if it was from the DNR side or where, but the number apparently was incorrect. I don't believe the driveway has to be moved at all. I think they just didn't measure the rods for the next number, yeah.
Is this property in the managed forest law by any chance?
Not to my knowledge.
The trailer's already there.
It is there, yes.
Okay, that's all questions at this time.
Okay. That's fine. You can take a seat.
Okay.
Wait, I have a
Wait,
question.
wait.
You know,
Leave it to the zoning administrator to have a question.
what do you do with the tank when you fill it from the trailer? Where do you dump that?
Actually, I can put it into my vehicle, and then we can actually go to the, what's the campsite? Outside of Dakota.
Yep.
They
Lake
have
of the
they have a
Woods.
dumping, Lake of the Woods, thank you. They have a dumping station there.
That's it.
Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
I just wanted to
you.
get that on the record, that there's a place to dump it.
Okay, there's no one here in favor or opposition? Staff comments, please.
Okay. The committee has also been furnished, just like the last board, with the site plan and all the other pertinent data for this and the other application that they're considering tonight. And so now I'm going to explain a little bit about conditional use permits to you. All defined zones have uses that are permitted outright, such as building a home in the residential zone or having a barn and farm animals in the ag zone. In addition, there are uses that may be permitted, provided certain conditions can be met, and that's where the name comes, conditional use. And that's what we're looking at here, a use that may be permitted, provided that certain parameters can be complied with, so the use remains in keeping with the surrounding uses and area. Some examples of these commonly are a dog kennel in the ag zone, unoccupied storage of a travel trailer on vacant property, that's what we're looking at here, a gravel pit, a home-based business, all of those in the rural areas are conditional use permits. Again, it's the landowner's responsibility to provide the information that shows the committee this use is still in keeping with the zone and area it is proposed for, and that the conditions placed on it will ensure that it will remain a good neighbor to the surrounding property owners. When the committee visited the property, they noted that a new uniform address number was needed, that if the trailer was relocated, it could meet the setbacks in the zoning code and it would be screened from the public road. And they also noted that there are several options for sanitary facilities that are available as long as they meet the code requirements. And I hadn't noticed before that she has a luggable loo bucket on her picture, so that, no. So that in combination with everything,
See, then you wouldn't have to ask that question.
well, no, well, she's gonna use the tank, so she still needs to,
You wanted to know where she was gonna dump it.
right. But our code says you have to have something other than the transfer tank,
So dumping on
And
the
the
ground
thing.
wouldn't be legal.
no. So that's it.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Carrie? We'll discuss that when we vote on the application. Okay, the next application is a zone change. Town of Mount Morris, Daniel Nowak, Chairman, has made application for a map amendment in accordance with sections 58-131 through 138 and 58-452, paragraph A, paragraph 1 of the Waushara County zoning code to rezone all properties in the township of Mount Morris currently zoned AG General Agricultural 1 acre minimum to AG5 General Agricultural 5 acre minimum, and an acre zoned RS20 single family residential to be restored to an AG5 General Agricultural 5 acre minimum, being part of the southwest quarter of the southeast quarter, section 33, site of Lincoln Wood Estates plot being vacated, reflecting the recommendations of the Town of Mount Morris adopted land use plan. Preliminary maps are available for viewing at the Waushara County Land Conservation and Zoning Office located in the Waushara County Courthouse during normal courthouse hours and are available online at www.waushara.wi.us. Don't ask me to read it again. Is the applicant present, please? Come forward. State your name for the record. There are a lot of.
Greg Foster. I'm Supervisor, Town of Mount Morris, as well as the Chairman of the Land Use Plan Commission. And our objective with this is to bring the maps in coordination to our land use plan, which was adopted in 2009. It had a 5 acre minimum parcel size for any land divisions in the AG zoned area. But we never went the extra step to get this incorporated into a map change. And it's caused quite a bit of confusion when people are inquiring about doing a land division, being that it's not represented on the county maps right now. If somebody working in the office is not familiar with the fact that we have a 5 acre minimum parcel, they look at the map, it can be said, the person can feel that they can go ahead with a land division less than that, and sometimes they proceed and have a survey done, and then they've got expense out of their pocket, which we have to go back and they have to have it resurveyed to meet the 5 acre minimum parcel. So it would make life a lot easier to administrate the plan, both on the township side and the county side, and make it easier for the landowners to know what's going on.
All right, the committee has just a couple of questions here. Fred, you want to take care of this?
The zone change is intended to move parcels into compliance with the minimum parcel sizing designated by the town's land use plan. Is that
Yes, actually, they're in the process of making that application. It has not worked out for them. They had it plotted residential for a subdivision, and it didn't work out, so this works out well for them. It fits their use better, and it also fits in better to what the town would like to see as far as development in that area.
You are aware that this will only affect the maximum, minimum size of new parcels and will not affect the size of existing parcels.
Correct. No.
Okay, any other questions, Terry?
Actually, dude, where is that vacation of the Lincolnwood Estates
Down on
process?
21st Lane
Oh,
and Chicago
No,
Avenue.
I know where it is.
Oh.
Where are we in the process
Oh.
of vacating it? It's my understanding that the town was gonna vacate the road,
Yes.
and then Kent was gonna have this is Kent Peterson's, by the way. Kent was gonna then have a certified survey done that
Yeah.
resurvey, because he owns all of it, he can do that. You know, he's never sold any lots, and then he can just survey it all back into one, and we're done. It's actually simpler than a lot of other ones, but.
Well, I can't speak for Kent exactly where he is in the process right now, but we have gone through the steps. We've got a hearing scheduled. We've done the notifications on the vacating of that town road that's platted in there, and that'll be on the next town board meeting. That'll be held just before the next town board meeting. So,
So it could be done
yes,
before
we're
this
hoping
ever
to get
comes
it all
back
done
to
so
the
it ties together nice and neat. And
township. Okay,
All right, good.
thank you.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Anyone registered to speak or in
No,
favor?
this is Greg's.
That's just his?
Yep.
All right, staff comments?
So I'm gonna explain a little bit about zone changes, because they're a little bit different than conditional use permits. Again, we have defined zones throughout the county, and this isn't really a zone change per se. We're not gonna change what's permitted or what's a conditional use, but we are gonna change the minimum lot size. Certainly, this is coming after a lot of work by the town with their land use plan. I know that they want to preserve the rural character of the town that the residents enjoy now. I think it's a really good recognition that the plan will serve those goals in the plan. And then the county can help. Like Greg said, there has been some confusion. People call us, what's the minimum lot size? We tell them 1 acre, but make sure you check with the town. That's usually the next thing we say. And then if they don't, they get a map done or something, and it's like, no, it's not big enough. The town's not going to approve it. So this, I think, will make it a lot easier for people to understand how it works. It is a permanent change to the property. And because it's a permanent change, the review standards are a little bit higher. Applications for zone changes are actually reviewed by 3 bodies. The first step is tonight with a public hearing before the Planning and Zoning Committee, and then they'll make a recommendation to the county board. It will go to the full county board for them to consider that recommendation. And if it's approved at those 2 steps, then it will go to the town board, and they will have a review of it as well. And it would need to be approved at all 3 before it's actually a done deal. Yep. So the board did not perform a field visit with these because of the extensive amount of land that this covers. They did review the maps. They're familiar with the town and the properties out there. And they looked at all the information in the file prior to the hearing. And I don't really have any other comments.
Okay. Any other questions, Greg, or anything? Okay,
I'd like to ask a question.
ahead.
How, is that property, that Lincoln Wood that you're referring to now, is that assessed as a residential area or is it agriculture?
I believe it's assessed as residential. I guess I probably shouldn't say that, because I haven't looked at the zoning priority.
I would guess that it is residential.
Residential. So it'll go back to agriculture then?
The assessment
if
will
all
have
the-
to change somehow, yeah. Mhm.
any other committee questions, Mike, or anything? Fred? Okay,
And should we announce that there was one more zone change on the agenda tonight, but they asked to have it tabled, and I didn't remember to tell anybody that, but nobody's here. They must all know.
George
So-
and Karen Edgreen have requested to be tabled.
Yep.
Okay, so that concludes our applications for tonight.
We'll now move on to our business meeting.